Hello everybody and welcome to the Canvas course site for the Biology of Food and Cooking. I am Dr. Nikki Plaster. I'll be your instructor for this semester. This homepage has the Canvas navigation bar shown on the far left. Important things to point out is this is an easy way through the inbox to message me or any of your other instructors and also students in your accountability group, etc. I'll talk about that in a minute. You also need to make sure that you go into your account, access through the account icon at the top, and make sure that your notifications for Canvas are updated. And I really highly recommend that you set both the announcements and like grading comments and things like that to be delivered to you as they're posted instead of weekly. This will help you stay up to date on important changes for the course. On our home page, you will see to the right of that then the course navigation bar where we can easily access syllabus, announcements, grades, etc. On the far right then we'll see a to-do list. This to-do list are sometimes helpful upcoming reminders, but they are absolutely not the entirety of the course, and you should not use them kind of as your way to navigate what you're going to be doing weekly. You will miss a majority of the course if you try to do that. So try to use those just as your reminders. Below in that kind of wine-colored box then, these are the times and locations that you can find to meet with me, either in person if you're on campus or virtually. I will have a weekly Sunday virtual meeting. This will be mainly in the form of a review session for the week's content, but it's also a place that you can come talk to me and get help on very specific things. Below then we'll see underneath that highlighted yellow section, these are the things I need you to do like right away once you're first into the course. Make sure that you read the syllabus, update your Canvas notification preferences. You can get access to the schedule overview. These are Google Docs. I use Google Docs mainly in this course. And then a quick way to get into the very first modules for the course. Below that, the course content calendar is showing here with our units divided by color so we can easily see when we're moving into the next unit. You can always go to the week's module to complete the week's work by clicking on these links in the calendar, but you can also get there by just clicking on modules to the left, and that will take you to the modules page overall. Below, then towards the bottom of the page, we have some helpful resources and ways to get in touch with me either via email or if it's very time urgent, I do have my Google number posted here that you can text or call. Please make sure you give me your full name and what course you're in if you use that so that I can help you very quickly. Coming back up to our course calendar, let's hop over and see what a weekly module will look like. I'm going to go first to the course orientation. When I click into the course orientation, we will see first, I'm directed right to that area of the modules. These are the items in the first week that are a lot of housekeeping and administrative stuff that we need to kind of just be aware of. As you view or complete items, you will get a check mark off in the right in this little circle. In order to open the actual first content module, which is shown down here below, Week 1 Scientific Method, you must either view or submit each of these items and get a check mark off to the side. Once they are all completed, then this module here, your actual work for the week of Week 1, will become unlocked and you will be able to access these items. If you complete all of the items in the course orientation before the first day of school, because that orientation will open 1 week in advance, you will still not be able to access this scientific method module until the first day of school, which is in this semester, August 25th. Once the first day of school opens, if you've completed the orientation module, then this will become unlocked for you to jump into. We can open it and just kind of see what's coming up in Week 1. This is a very typical arrangement for a week's module. We'll see at the very top of the list, there's always a task list, which is a Google document that gives you basically your to-do list. For those of you who like to print off things and have them on paper, and you'll be able to print off our weekly to-do lists. Each week we'll also have a study guide that helps to focus you when you are reading and watching videos. These study guides are what I write my exams on, so you will be encouraged to complete them, bring your questions to our weekly review sessions to get help with any items on those study guides. And then each week, the module will be broken up into assignments due on Wednesday and assignments due on Sunday. For this first module, we're just making everything due on Sunday. And we'll see that there's a variety of reading and video assignments. There is also content assignments or study skill assignments that will be listed for points. So here, this scientific method practice, this is practicing some of the content for this first week, whereas the creating a weekly schedule is part of our series called the Student Qualities of a Successful Student. And then we kind of wrap up. There's always a wrap-up page at the end of that. Now, we'll also see, if I kind of collapse these modules and go back up to the top, we're going to see that there are also 2 modules for week 2 already posted. The week 2 module here, it is locked. It will not open until the Friday before week 2. So the Friday of our first week of school, this will become unlocked and you can get in and start kind of getting stuff done in advance, or at least planning in advance for what week 2 is going to look like. And again, we'll see the week's arrangement. We always start with a task list, our study guide, our reading and video assignments, and they are divided by things that we try to get done by Wednesday and things that are due on Sundays. Now, for the reading and video assignments, there's nothing to submit. They have due dates to try to keep you on track so that you're not falling behind. So the only things that really have a submission date are the things that are 4 points. We see here in week 2, we'll be doing something on specific heat. We have our end of the week quiz always, and then a wrap-up item. So do pay attention. The items that have points associated with them do have due dates, and it's always by 11:59 p.m. on the date that you see listed here. As far as other things in the course that will be helpful, it is important to check our announcements regularly. And as I said, it is great to have your notifications set so that you receive those announcements as they're posted. We will also be using the discussion boards as a way for not only me to interact with you all in a more weekly personal level, but also for you all to work with each other. You can access our modules, always have your grades are going to be posted regularly. And another really important area at the beginning of the semester is this people area. This is the area that you will use to sign up for accountability teams. This is an assignment that will come up in week 1. So you'll be going over to the people area to find a group to join. Okay, I think that gives us a quick overview of the Canvas website. If you have any questions, if you get lost, if you can't find something that you think should be here, please do not hesitate to reach out to me, send me an email, or drop into one of my help sessions and let me help you sort things out. We want to make sure that we're really comfortable in the course so that you can move through it very efficiently and be as successful as possible this semester. I can't wait to meet you. I hope you have a great start of your semester.